Greetings and welcome to another excellent World of Tanks video. Now, for those of you who are wondering, you're possibly hearing the rumble of clothes washing behind me. I make this video to respond to you guys so you can hopefully use the information here to work on your commanders in World War II tanks. I'm going to make another video with Cold War commander tanks you can use that might help you replace the job that you would normally use a 38H for this. After they cheated you blind and made it way more difficult for your 38H so they could rob you of the commander boosters that you have. My recommendation, number one, never buy anything from these guys until they fix it. That's one recommendation. Certainly don't buy any commander boosters because they're basically, it's a flip of the coin that you'll get any value out of them at all. So I literally could not buy any commander boosters now, even if I thought of doing it, because it'd just be stupid. You could have a mediocre game, you could have a garbage game, which your booster is completely worthless. You've just thrown it away. These people hate your guts. You need to understand this, okay? And you need to behave in a way that will lessen any negativity to you. They don't like you. They hate your guts. They act like you're there just to give them money, okay, for cheating you blind. They're cheating you. If you use a 38H and now you're like, man, they messed it up royal, that's a cheat. They are cheating you. If they want to say, hey, how about we let you choose to use your boosters after the game is ended? Would you like to use a booster to multiply your results? Well, the answer is no, they will never do that because they hate your guts. They don't want you to be successful. You have to understand this. This is not simply a random opinion I just throw out there for fun. This is from observation. You must observe your enemy, and then he cannot surprise you if you learn what his motivations are. They hate your guts. They want to cheat you blind. If you can't see it, I don't know what you're looking at, to be honest with you. This is what they do. Now, if you're like one of the other idiots who complained, if you don't like it, just shut up. It's like, no, you shut up. Bye. I don't care if you think, well, sir, I think you're wrong, and here's the reasons why I think you're wrong, X, Y, Z. Okay. You can have that discussion all day long. Number one, I'm not wrong about this, but if I was, and you were able to convince me, you're doing me a favor. So it's a win-win for me. I'm not wrong about the 38H at all. I believe that anyone will tell you that I've nailed it. And if I haven't nailed it, people who make the comments have nailed it because I know I'm watching them and go, man, that guy nailed it. So that's the deal. These people who don't like what I say, they're addicted to shills. I'm not a shill. I'm not going to tell you, well, this is wonderful. The 38H, I'm doing okay in it. I've done the bulk of my commander building that I really need to do. I have too many commanders as it is. But of the commanders I have, all of my commanders are 6 skills and better because that's what I worked on specifically. Like a genius, not even knowing I was a genius with my 38H getting it done, because now it would be super difficult to do what I've done. Let me show you. Commanders. That's how many 1-skill commanders I have. 0. How many 2 skills do I have? Also 0. How many 3-skill commanders? Okay, now this is from the Banners of Valor. That's where these came from. So yeah, whatever. But the 3 stars, I'm probably going to basically swap these guys out for some 1-star commanders that don't get a bonus, and then just toss the 1 stars with three skills. I don't need them. Here's how many 4-star commanders I have. 0. I'm sorry, 4 skills, not stars. 5 skill commanders, 0. So these last 2 are the ones I haven't finished dealing with. But if we take those 2 Banners of Valor 3-star commanders out of the equation, I have no commanders under skill level 6. Skill level 6, I have 80 of these guys. And I just have too many commanders. 167, that's more than I need. Whatever, that doesn't matter. Some are cool. Look at these 3 stars though. This Banners of Valor, I have 102 3-star commanders. That's insane. I just kept raking them in, man. I kept raking them in. So, I know how to build commanders, obviously. And that's why I figured, I'm going to make this and explain this to people who don't have as much experience on commanders. This will help them out. Alright, so the 38H is what we're looking at right here. This was my main commander builder. Why? Because it's an absolute monster if you're good at it. But now it's been jacked up to tier 3, and the matches they put you in against tier 4s, it's super difficult even just to have a decent mediocre game. So I can still do it. It's fine. It's not a big deal. In fact, I've been playing some games just to test it out. But I recognize that I'm well above average in the 38H. In fact, I would qualify as an expert, really. But it does make a difference. If you're not an expert 38H player, you are at a supreme disadvantage. Even as an expert, I'm at a disadvantage. That's just the way it is. They cheated you. They cheated all of us. That's the way it is. Don't like it? There's the door. Adios. Now, to combat this, to use other tanks that can be good commander builders, I'm going to give you World War II ones. And most of these are tier 8, which has the problem of you're going to fight tier 10s and tier 8s. But you can also use these guys in co-op if you want. You'll earn less points than you would have in 38H multiplayer, but you gotta roll with the punches, as they say. So let's go to the next one. Tier 8, Hollenhund. Now this is an awesome tank. It is a 50% commander bonus, just like the 38H. If you're a top-notch light tank player, I'm in that vicinity, I can rake it in quite well on this tank. This has another bonus on top of being a 50% commander bonus. This is also a Halloween superpowered monster tank. So this dude is really, more than one tank. It's a commander tank. It's a Halloween tank. And it's a good / great. It's a Bulldog variant. It's an M41 light tank, tier 8. All right, now we have just going as they show up. Now there's 2 tanks that are different: the AMX Chaffee and the T-3488. Each of these has a 20% commander bonus. And these are both dual nations, meaning you can stick Americans or French commanders without any penalty in this AMX Chaffee with this autoloader gun that it has. 20% bonus, not bad. Same thing, 20% bonus in the T-3488. This one you can use Germans or Russians with no penalty. That's its advantage. Now, objectively speaking, if you're playing matches for commander building, I think the T-3488 is a better fit to my style of play, but it's a style of play. It's not that it's necessarily better, A or B. It's your style of play. If you want to play a more of a sniper type of a game or an ambush predator, this autoloader is really good. All right. There's also 3 other killer tier 8s. These are what are known as the blue steel. And the blue steel guys are 75% commander bonus each. You have the Earthshaker. This is a medium, tier 8. You have the Demolisher, which is a sniper tank, tier 8, American. This is an autoloader gun. And you have the British Eradicator, which is a, Carnarvon Action X tank, same as the Paladin. This tank, the Carnarvon Action X, the Paladin, and the Eradicator are all the same tank, with slight differences in the Paladin has a camo single shot gun. Not a camo, but it has a mural on the side with the knight and the lettering. The Eradicator, which you see here, is a blue steel, 75% commander bonus, 3-shot autoloader. In tier 8 matches, it's pretty good. All right, again, if your skill is heavy tanks, jackpot on this guy. All right, my skill is really more in snipers, jackpot for me, including winning multiple MVPs in tier 10 matches. And it can happen. I'm not saying it does happen all the time. It doesn't. It can happen. This tank has a really awfully slow turret rotation. It is that slow, man. It is bad. Good armor, though. It blocks damage. So if you're a good sniper, Demolisher is the way to go. Now, these dudes are super expensive. Blue steels will cost you a fortune. Don't buy them. Get them on the earn operation if you can. If they show up for dirt cheap, buy them dirt cheap. I mean, I didn't buy, I want to say 2 of those I got from an operation. I think I paid gold for one of them way back several years ago when I didn't know any better. Hey, mistakes were made, okay? Now, one I passed over here is the Vengeance. Vengeance is a tier 8 medium, 50% commander bonus. Really good tank. This tank, I've killed tier 10s in this tank. So that's how good it is. Let's look at this armor. For tier 8, it's pretty darn good. I mean, look at that. Top armor is 203. Not bad. 90mm front. Now, you can't go against tier 10s and just kick their butt. But you can sneak around with your mobility, what have you. If you're a good medium tank player, you can make some business. This gun will penetrate tier 10s. Okay, so Vengeance is a great commander builder. The weakness of tier 8 commander builders is the games last 8 to 10 minutes as a general rule. Okay, there's going to be exceptions long and exceptions short, but they last longer. The 38H was so awesome because you had a 50% commander bonus and the matches would average 4 or 5 minutes. Again, some shorter, some longer. Astron Rex is another butt whipper tier 8 medium tank. This one is a 5-shot autoloader. Outstanding. Really good tank. Great commander tank for building. Not as, I would say it's not as tough armor-wise as the Vengeance. I don't know. Let's look and see. That's my gut reaction. Now, Wrong Way one time told me we were playing in a game. Accidentally, we got into a same game. We weren't even realizing it. It's like, oh, hey, I didn't know he was playing. We weren't together, but we were together in this one match. He goes, oh, you're playing Astron Rex. He goes, dude, that thing has a monster turret. And I'm like, oh, really? Well, let me look. I mean, it's yellows and reds all over the freaking place, right? Let's go back here. You see the full armor outlay. So in this tank, if you can get down and protect the frontal yellow plate there, you have a monster turret. Okay, the hull down for this guy is a butt kicker. Again, this is a tank where I have gotten at least one MVP in a tier 10 match. It's that good. You know, it doesn't win by itself. You have to play well. But the fact that I have done this, and I am not an expert by my standard. I'm not an expert of medium tanks. I'm very good, but I would not say I'm really an expert. But this tank plays great for me, so it's possible. And if I can do it, man, you guys can do it, I'm telling you. Because some of you guys are expert medium tank players, better than me. So this is the thing. These are all useful solutions to the problem of I can't use my 38H because I'm going to get reamed. You know, as anything, do test missions. But test missions without using commander bonuses. Okay? You know, I would never go and say, hey, I'm going to use this ×8 commander booster and I'm going to go run a test mission on this Astron Rex. I would expect someone to come along and say, slap. What do you think you're doing, stupid? You run a test mission objectively. I would do the test mission if I'm not experienced in this specific item. Co-op. All right, then go. If that's successful, then go to multiplayer. Do that, what have you. See what happens. Don't just jump in with your ×6, ×8, or even ×10 and expect to be a monster. The reality is the 38H was the best commander builder because with a ×8 commander booster, my personal record in that tank was over 100,000 in one match. Now, not every match was like that. That was the extreme butt-whipping match that had a ×8, and it was nasty. Okay, it was super nasty. It's possible to get 100 grand in a 38H because if you're in the right situation, you know, a right matchup of tanks and also a great opportunity with the driving patterns in that match, 100 grand is gettable. You know, so is 10 grand, which isn't good. 10 grand is not good if you use a ×8. So, you know, sky's the limit, but you can have a terrible match as well. So you want to be very careful when you run these tests. But these are great options for building commanders in World War II. If you have them, again, these are tanks that if you don't have them, keep your eyes open for 50% off. There's certainly, any of these is worthwhile if you need one. Like I said, the weakness of the Blue Steel 75% commanders, those games tend to be long because the Earthshaker is not fast, the Eradicator is not fast, and the Demolisher is downright super slow. So these are not the best commander builders on an hourly basis. The 38H, because of the hourly basis, you could do like 8 38H matches easily in an hour. And your scoring per match was going to be high, depending on what you're doing. If you use the ×4, the ballpark average for myself is 20 grand or 25 grand plus or minus. Let's just say, for argument's sake, 20,000. The problem is, you're doing great if you can get 6 matches in a tier 8 commander builder in an hour. In a 38H, I can get 8, 9, or possibly 10 if I catch the right breaks. You know, it's different now because they've taken away the 7 versus 7 matches are no longer there for the 38H. So you're not going to be able to get those matches. So this is giving you hopefully a help on what you can do. And I can hear that washing machine is going berserk back there like an airplane engine. So I'm going to get out of here. I will see you guys later. Hopefully this helps. I'll make another video with Cold War tanks and give you some other ideas about those. So thanks for watching. Look forward to seeing you guys later. And as always, like and subscribe.